Hello, everybody. It is me, Everbrisky, and today we're here talking about an anime called Fire Force. Wow, this series is definitely the definition of unique. Like, wow, like each character so far seems to be like super unique. I've only watched the first 9 minutes of this episode, and so far each character of this Fire Force is called Unit 8, and they for some reason their home base is a cathedral because one of their members is a priest, or maybe that's just this is like the main character says that this place is a dump, and so far it does seem so. It does seem like that so far. And it seems like in order to get to their home base, they need to go through like five different stations until they got to their home base. And like to be honest, like the lieutenant of the group that had like that voice sounds so familiar to me, and the way that his character does things, it seems very familiar. I don't know, like this series sort of reminds me. I don't know if the main character sort of like has like the tendency, or maybe it's the style of the series, but the series for some reason reminds me of Blue Exorcist. Like even the main character does with his flame feet. And I don't know if he can use flames anywhere else, but so far it just seems like to be flame kicks and stuff like that. Because in the opening part, we saw how there's this creature, and apparently they call these fire creatures infernos. And I don't know like if they're just random like creatures that hide within civilization. I don't know if that's going to be like explained further on in the series, or maybe it's just random people get turned into monsters and there's nothing that you can do. You just have to defeat them. And then like like we saw like the people, like the characters, because they're firefighters, they wear these firefighter suits of armor. Like they have like these mechanical like hands and feet, and have these like metal gauntlets with like the like firefighter helmets and firefighter like suits on like around their torso. And then they go in and they have apparently some of them have magical powers. Because when we saw the opening song, to be honest, the opening song, dude, that opening song was amazing. I liked every part of it. Like it seemed like the very definition of an awesome theme song right there. We saw how each main character have their own abilities, and I like it seemed like the sister lady, like the one that was in the church that was a part of the team. I don't know if she actually even has powers. So far in the opening, we in the starting of this episode, we just saw her just chanting. I don't even know if that chanting even goes with things. We saw, and then so basically these the main character tried to fight the Inferno by himself, but then the Fire Force came in, and then we saw how like a light almost fell on the sister, but then the main character saved her using his fire powers. And to be honest, like isn't it like a fire hazard? Like they're fighting off against monsters that are fires, but then the main character has fire powers. Are pretty unique series, pretty awesome, and I can't wait to see what happens in the rest of this episode because I'm pretty intrigued. It's definitely awesome so far. One thing that I forgot to mention that was a pretty funny scene is that we got to see the sister, the black haired girl, showering. Like seriously, like do all of these series need to have those type of scenes? Like that series, like in a series called how much do your dumbbells weigh, we saw that character like showering, or like doing like a pose like that. But then we also saw a series, like other popular series, like do things like this. Like seriously, like they just have that tempo of just having those scenes where you see the female characters like that. Like wow. So I've watched from around 9 minutes to about 16 minutes, and so far we see that the main character has a tragic backstory, like all main characters have to have. It's the main thing that drives the story forward. So we see that from the beginning of the episode, we saw how the main character, Shinra, like really wants to be a hero, and then the one character was really like condescending about it and saying that he's only doing it for to have good PR about himself. But then, as we saw from his backstory, he wants to be a hero because he wanted to protect his mom and I guess his little sister, which is named Sho. I'm guessing little sister, little brother with white hair. And we saw how apparently he got his sharp teeth smile from his mom, because that's really cute. Seeing a really cute like mom character, like cute girl character with very sharp teeth. That's very like unique. I haven't seen that before, unless like we've seen like teen characters with it or like small girls with it. But that was a pretty unique way to have that. And then I'm going to assume that his tragic backstory is that his mom turned into like one of the creatures, because we got an explanation of what they are. The Infernos are apparently people that just combust into flame creatures that slowly die out as their heat from their heart like slowly goes away. I'm going to assume that they either slowly turn into dust or they slowly turn into a giant explosion. Like who knows? I'm really waiting for the explanation of what like the main character is, because like is it like sort of like a thing where like like characters that are exposed to infernos get powers, or maybe people who like have the ability to turn into infernos, but it takes a longer time for them to turn into them, or they're like half infernos. I'm really wondering like what these people are, because it seems like they're called. It said it was called pyrokinetic, and there's first generation, second generation, third generations. Like the first generations only turn into monsters. Maybe there's first generations that turn into powered people. I'm really wondering like when they explain it because so far it's very confusing right now in order to like explain things. But after that, we saw them like going into their first mission. The main character goes into his first mission with his new team, and they go into a place where someone's wife of this company turns into like a monster, and that like gives the main character PTSD. I guess he has PTSD so far because it seems like at the beginning he didn't have it, but now he does have it because it's like I guess a woman that's turned into her inferno, so he has a little bit of PTSD. But then his new teammates are saying that now that they're like teammates now, they're now friendship, and they need to be cooperative, and they can't be lone heroes. They need to be like friend heroes. And so then they got the main character to like step up a little bit to make it so he isn't as scared to like fight off against an inferno with them because the building is like really on fire. But so far pretty interesting still. And I'm really waiting to see how this episode ends and see if it like catches me a little bit more. Because right now it got me at the beginning, got me in the middle, but gave me a little bit of like a drawback with the main character having like a very basic story right there. But yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes to read the last bits of this. Whew, so I just watched the ending of the last. I just watched the ending of this episode, and yeah, this anime is pretty great. I'm honestly think that I'm going to stick with it. I'm actually going to go into review this every week, possibly. And wow, I can't believe that the main character was about to go in and maybe do something, but then the fire chick, the fire inferno, blasted him and made him knock out into apparently a 5 second flashback sequence of us seeing his backstory. And apparently the theory that I had was completely wrong. Apparently a random like combustion person, I guess, apparently appeared and then like tried to like attack like his home while his apparently I'm going to assume that his dad is a firefighter, maybe, or maybe it was just a random maybe he didn't have a dad, but then apparently was attacking his mom and then his little sister, little brother, and then apparently his little brother and mom died. They just got burned into crisp, and then the only person that survived was him. Apparently, like apparently he got by the time that the firefighters I guess showed up, or by the time that like the lady or guy that was apparently a combustion like person apparently just like dissipated, and then only he survived. The entire like house was completely gone. And then apparently everyone just apparently blamed him on it because he had the fire powers. And then after that he ended up waking up from his dream. Then they ended up having to get him to they ended up doing like a fighting thing to fight off against the lady, like the combustion lady. And then I like it how the guy with the glasses takes out an Uzi. He takes out an Uzi to fight off against this monster, and I'm just like, what? And then like the lieutenant guy, I'm going to assume he's a lieutenant unless the glasses guy's a lieutenant. I don't remember things quite well when I review things. But then like the main guy that was very strong and like works out a lot took out an axe, which I guess makes sense. Firefighters do have axes, and I'm going to assume either his axe, like the main dude, the ex guy, and then also the sister are apparently don't have powers, but everyone else has powers. The only person that apparently the strongest person in the group is apparently the main character because he's a third generation, while the glasses guy and the other girl were second generation. Sister that prays doesn't have any powers whatsoever, and her prays do nothing. She's just there for moral support in order to make civilians, I guess, feel better about themselves. Like, dude. And then we saw the main character use his like fire powers. He ended up saying like I'm gonna be a hero instead of a devil because people blamed me in the past. So then he goes in, rushes in with his fire powers, and then just rushes in and then just like puts his foot on her chest and burns her heart away. And she dissipates into nothingness, and then people celebrate and clap for them because they won, because they defeated the monster. And the episode ended with I guess the main character having his first genuine smile in a while, because he ended up saying in his flashback that he hasn't smiled since, even though that he does smile. We saw him smile at the beginning, even if it wasn't a fake smile. He had like these little tiny smiles here and there, so I guess they aren't genuine because he doesn't feel anything. So I guess he had a genuine smile when the episode ended. It was cute because you saw him blushing too. And I don't think I mentioned this, but the outro song is pretty good. The outro song is about the sister, the blonde haired girl, and I guess she sort of like has like maybe she's like depressed or something like that because maybe she's like a no emotion person, and because of like her past, maybe the outro song was her past, if that's whether unless that's being symbolic or something like that. But I would say that the outro song is as good as the intro song. Pretty good anime. Pretty interesting stuff. Can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. It's called The Heart of a Fire Soldier, so maybe something else is going to happen along those lines. And yeah, if you enjoyed my thoughts, my opinions on this episode, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this whatsoever, leave a dislike. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next review of whatever. And yeah, bye. See you later.